There are many reasons to come to the ballpark. You might want a baseball, or have a great haircut to show off, or want to see your favorite Astros make a spectacular play. One piece of advice, though, always bring a glove, because a cup is not proper equipment to catch a baseball. Royals and Astros in interleague play is next on Fox Sports Houston.
It's interleague baseball at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, with the Kansas City Royals of the American League Central taking on the Houston Astros of the National League Central. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies. We watched a wild one last night. The Astros had the big 9-2 lead, held on to win at 9-7. Bases loaded at the end, JD.
Yeah, crazy. Way more drama than we anticipated and more than Brad Mills wanted to have to deal with. Looked like he was going to have an easy win. Turned out to be a tough win, but a win nonetheless. And now they look to claim this series with a win here in Game 2. Tonight, a pitching matchup that features Wandy Rodriguez and Luke Hochevar. Hochevar has really struggled on the road in his career, 15-26 with a 6.12 ERA. Wandy's been very good here at Minute Maid Park, 44-33 ERA of 3.43. He's won his last 2 starts.
As the Astros opened the homestand last night with some big hitting, Brian Bixler got his first Major League long ball. And we had more chiming in with Bogasevic going deep the other way. And the first opposite field home run from Justin Maxwell. Last night, the Astros beat the Royals. Game 2 comes your way next.
Is brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Minute Maid Park, inside the ballpark, and with the second game of the series between the Astros and the Royals. And on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, day game, Still looking for some emails to ask the announcers. You can go to foxsportshouston.com. If it is not on the front page, you have to link to Fox Sports Game Connect, and you can find it on the Astros site, which is designated by the Open Star logo at the top of the page. Once you are there, go to the Game Connect site, and then the little rectangle that says Ask the Broadcast Team. The best questions will be selected tomorrow, and they will be on the pregame show tomorrow. So give us some good ones. JD and Brownie are just eager to answer. Right now, they're eager to call a ball game. The Astros have taken the field. Let's go up to the booth. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays.
Thank you, Greg. We look forward to that day game tomorrow. Pregame show for Astros Live, 12:30. Hyundai has the starting lineup tonight for Ned Yost Royals. It's Alex Gordon in left field. Yuniesky Betancourt, the second baseman, followed by the number 3 hitter, first baseman Billy Butler. The right fielder is Jeff Francoeur. Mike Moustakas plays third base with Alcides Escobar shortstop. Humberto Quintero, the catcher. Gerard Dyson in center field. Luke O'Shaver is the pitcher.
Well, what has Wandy Rodriguez been up to this year? He has pitched 14 times. He's won 6 games, lost 4, has a 3.35 ERA. He gets 268 against him. He's punched out 58, walked 20. He's allowed 11 home runs, 2 of those to left-handed batters, 9 to righties. A little side out and rotate in the outfield. Maxwell shifts from center to left. Jordan Schaefer starts in center. Bogusevic, who came into the game as a defensive replacement, starts tonight in right. Infield remains Johnson, Lowry, Altuve, and Lee. Although Lowry had the night off last night, Jason Castro is behind the dish. And we're ready for action.
And the Royals, who are just 5 games out of first in their American League Central, come in with a 29-36 record. The Astros 28-39 as they play game 2 of this series with Alex Gordon ready to get it started. Gordon has punched out 21 doubles. That puts him in the top 3 in the American League. He has 5 homers, 22 runs batted in to go with a 262 average. He walked 5 times Sunday. Had 3 hits, scored 2 runs last night. And there's strike one. Gordon taking to this leadoff spot. And he's been moved into the number 1 spot in the lineup in late May. It's worked out quite well for Ned Yost.
Not a real base stealer, but a guy with a pretty disciplined eye, will work some walks and has a high on base percentage. Now he's got to battle back down 0-2 against Wandy.
Taking that one. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. On this road trip, Gordon is 8 for 17. And he has a .609 on base percentage.
That's awfully good.
Boy. Breaking pitch strikes him out. Wandy 79-79 in his career. There's the strikeout to open.
Started with a couple of fastballs and went breaking ball, dropping that arm angle down a little bit and getting a weak swing and a miss from Gordon.
Yuniesky Betancourt had 2 hits, drove in 2 runs last night to get him to 258, 4 homers, 15 driven in. Ball 1 of the Cuban-born second baseman, formerly a shortstop. Began his career with Seattle. He's 30 years old. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. He missed 26 games with a high right ankle sprain. Activated from that injury June 1st. Now Chris Getz is on the DL. He's been playing a lot of second. Fly ball out to center. Schaefer measuring it. Round number 2. Had a heavy rain this afternoon in this area. Nice to have a roof.
Yeah, it got real ugly in a hurry. I drive into the ballpark. Man, it's like Wizard of Oz stuff. So dark.
Well, the airport, Bush International, was closed for a while. 298 for Billy Butler, 12 homers, 40 runs batted in, leading the club in all those 3 numbers. And an eye-popping OPS.
And he's been wearing out left-handed pitching. This is obviously the most dangerous bat in their lineup. Leads them in just about everything.
And that's why Eric Hosmer's on the bench against the lefty Rodriguez. He bats left. Fly ball left, and that sails way over Maxwell's head, and Billy Butler takes the tour. A 2-out first inning homer, number 13 of the season for Butler, gives Kansas City a 1-0 advantage.
Butler, big, strong guy, and the story I heard is that he really dedicated himself this year to doing some weight training, especially with his lower body, using his legs a little bit more and generating more power. He's on a pace to have his best home run year ever. It's number 13, and look how quick that bat gets through the strike zone.
His high for a season is 21 in 09. And Wandy delivers strike one to Jeff Francoeur. 274 for Jeff. 5 homers. He's driven in 19. The Royals are dead last in the American League in long balls. This liner goes in front of J-Max. And Francoeur's on with a 2-out single.
Yeah, that is just, I believe, the 10th home run they've hit this year off left-handed pitching. And, close to 700 plate appearances.
They're next to last in the American League in runs scored. Mike Moustakas the batter.
They were a good offensive club last year. They scored a bunch of runs last season.
Yeah, they did. 278 for Moustakas. 10 homers. He's driven in 33. Had a hit and a walk last night. Wandy delivers, and there's ball one. Mike Machlinski is the home plate umpire. Wandy 0-1 in his career against Kansas City.
Faced them way back in 2006. So as you would guess, not many of this current crop of Royals have ever faced Wandy. Just Francoeur's had 14 at bats off him, Betancourt 13, and Escobar 9. Everybody else getting their first look at Wandy. As you look at the splits for Moustakas.
He chased one there, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Well, the Royals would certainly love it if he could turn out to be an approximation of George Brett. They certainly thought highly of him in 07 when he was the second player drafted that year. And that bouncer goes foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Moustakas. The Royals have really reaped the rewards of those first-round draft choices. And there's Billy Butler in 04, 14th overall pick, and all these guys first-round choices on the club.
A lot of those picks right near the top of the draft, including Hochevar, who was number 1 his year.
On the left side of the infield is Chris Johnson. Taking it for out number 3. Billy Butler's home run makes it Kansas City 1, Houston coming up. Up with this Hyundai starting lineup for Brad Mills against Luke Hochevar. It's Jordan Schaefer in center field, Jose Altuve at second base, Jed Lowry at shortstop, Carlos Lee at first base. In left field, Justin Maxwell. In right, Brian Bogusevic. At third, Chris Johnson. The catcher, Jason Castro. For Wandy Rodriguez.
Well, Shaver, the right-hander, 28 years of age for the Royals tonight. 3-7 with a high ERA so far this year. He's been much better on the road than he has been back in Kansas City. League hitting .300 against him, .356 with runners in scoring position.
Jordan Schaefer first up, showing bunt, taking strike one. 241 for Jordan, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in, with a .317 on base average. Had a good series against the Rangers, going 4 for 12 with an RBI. Third baseman's camped in tight. Moustakas. It's bunted off the screen. It's 0-2.
Shaver's got a pretty good arm. Sit there around 93 miles an hour with his fastball. Also cuts it and sinks it. Slider, curveball, changeup. Has a lot of weapons. One of the knocks on him has been that he has been unwilling to simplify, maybe trying to throw too many pitches. Last time out that wasn't the case. He leaned heavily on his fastball and had a real good start.
He gets it there on the inside slot for a strikeout looking on Schaefer. Schaefer got a no decision last time out. Here's that strikeout.
Two-seamer running to the inside corner, perfectly placed.
Against Milwaukee, he gave up just 6 hits and 3 runs in 7 1/3 innings. And that was Kansas City's longest outing by a starting pitcher, 7 1/3 innings. Jose Altuve, .320, 4 homers, 22 runs batted in. Carries a nice on-base average of .364. That is up for ball one. Altuve has 85 hits. That ranks 3rd in the National League, and he's 7th in runs scored, as well as that batting average, ranking in the top 10 as well. He led off last night, had 2 hits, and was hit by a pitch. 1 hopper, Moustakas. 2 outs.
He's been rolling over on a lot of balls lately.
Jed Lowry said Jed is not short for Jedediah or a longer version of that name. Jed, 271, 13 homers, 30 runs batted in, 855 OPS. Very good season. He might be headed for Kansas City in a few weeks. That's strike one.
He's a Jedi.
Yeah, he is. He's an only child. Grew up in Oregon. He's a .320 career hitter against the Royals. Taps the breaking pitch foul, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. The Astros really revved it up last night with 11 hits and 9 runs, including 3 long balls. Jed was a pinch hitter in the game and popped up in the 8th inning while Brian Bixler played shortstop and went 3 for 4 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Chavers faced the Astros only once. That was here in June of '09. Upstairs 1-2. He pitched really well against Roy Oswalt. Got a no decision, giving up 3 hits and 2 runs in 7 innings. And he left trailing 2-1 on a 2-run pinch homer by Darren Erstad. It's 33 and 50 lifetime. High to right field, headed up the line and headed for foul ground as well. And it's out of play for Francoeur.
Might have been a home run at Fenway.
It might have been. It's really short down the line there.
The pesky pole down the line and in Boston might have been good enough. Shaver 11-11 last year with a .468 ERA. It's been better than a month since he has picked up a win.
Oh, he fouls out.
Down. Knee buckled, something.
Okay. Quintero's going out. There, we'll see it.
Landing foot slipped on him.
Royals have changed their starting pitcher for tomorrow afternoon. They're going to move Bruce Chen up to pitch on 3 days rest.
Well, the last 5 years for Shaver, not really been able to distinguish himself yet. Pretty good last year though at 11-11.
He gets a strikeout, has a 1-2-3 first, and it's 1-0 Kansas City.
Center making cancer history. It was on this date 1972. Larry Durkin threw a one-hit shutout versus the Mets, winning 3-0. Duffy Dyer's single, the only hit. And the second straight day an Astro has a one-hitter. Jerry Royce did it the day before. Oh, those were the days of that great pitching. This moment in Astros history, guys.
Thanks, Craig. Alcides Escobar takes the first pitch of inning number 2 from Wandy Rodriguez. And it's ball 1 to Escobar. Fouling that one, it's a 1-1 count. He went 2 for 4 in last night's game.
It's Jerry Royce's birthday.
How old is Jerry? Do we know?
63, I believe.
Okay.
The old left-hander.
He did a job on the Astros in the '81 playoffs with the Dodgers. Escobar starts the night at 292. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Who else has a birthday? Bob Aspromani has a birthday today. Wahoo McDaniel. Mo Howard. And Reiner Winkels, the great Dutch engraver.
We've never had an engraver on that list.
If you're looking for an engraver, really, the Dutch, that's where you want to go for, for wooden shoes and engraving.
Nice.
And chocolate.
3-2. Bruce Chen has a birthday today. He's 35.
He's not going to go out and celebrate tonight. He's got to pitch tomorrow. Day game.
True. Paula Abdul is 50 today. That hurts. Fly ball outside the left field line and out of play. Dirk Nowitzki is 34 today.
I'm Jim DeShays.
But back years ago, maybe circa 1988 or 89, Jim and Lori DeShays and
generous amount of chili.
That was for the Astros cookbook. And then did a series of little videos. There's Libby.
Astros takes a crack at
Libby was fighting the bottle. Rolled her to second. Charged by Altuve.
Good hair.
Good hair. 1 out.
That's when you're in my state. Any hair is good hair. Well, Altuve now has moved up to number 3 in the voting for the All-Star team.
Yeah, he was 5th and then 4th.
Like Billboard, like Casey Kasem. He's number 3 with a bullet. He's on the move. It only matters if you win. There's no, if you come in second, the manager doesn't, take you. The guy who gets voted in has to go. And then the players get to vote, and the manager gets to pick the few guys. So he's got a really good chance of going. He and Lowry are the 2 guys who are most deserving on this Astros club.
That would be fantastic if both would go. Quintero, a .231 hitter with a homer, has 19 runs batted in. Berto with a grounder. Wandy tried to barehand. Backhanded. Altuve jump throw on a hop and got him. Quintero looks over at the first base umpire, Dan Bellino, in disbelief. 2 outs.
One good play followed by a tremendous play. And awfully close there at first base. Q get a little stutter step there, cost him. And you make the call. I don't know. I've seen it 3 times. I still can't tell. I just know it was one heck of a play.
It was. Nicely done for out number 2. And Gerard Dyson comes up. 5-game hitting streak showing bunt. There's ball 1 to him. Yeah. Boy, it couldn't be much closer than that. Dan Bellino. Dyson fouls it. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Dyson had a hit, scored a run, and drove in a run in that 9th inning last night. The Royals scored 5 runs on 8 hits, all of them singles, and they had the bases loaded when Stockus fouled out to win the game. But Xavier Cedeno getting his first major league save.
He was money, boy. Came in cool as a cucumber. That's worthy of looking up right there. Cool as a cucumber. What are the roots of that? Why is that something? Why do we use that term?
Well, okay, because cucumbers are refrigerated, right? So that would be the thinking behind it. Maybe. 3 balls and a strike. That doesn't go well warm. That's a 2-out walk to Dyson and a definite no-no for Wandy. He's put a speedy base runner on who was hitting .263. And now the pitcher comes to the plate. First walk of the night for Wandy.
Yeah, that's one of those brain cramps. To set himself up for the 3rd inning with the pitcher leading off.
Hochevar is 0 for 2.
Right now you got the opposing pitcher up there. You don't even give the base runner a second thought over there at first base. You know the Royals don't want to have him thrown out trying to steal and have the pitcher leading off the next inning. So do not let that base runner distract you and fall behind the opposing pitcher.
2-0. Royals 1, 2 of 3 in St. Louis, including the 15-inning extravaganza Sunday. Took 5 hours to play. They've won 7 of their last 11 from Houston. 2-1. But overall, the Astros have won 17 and lost 11 against the Royals since they started playing. Houston now 4-6 against the American League, with the Cleveland Indians coming in to finish the Astros interleague play over the weekend. Bouncer trickles through into right field for a Hochevar hit. Dyson stopping at second.
Yeah, the Royals are going to be awfully cautious before they take liberties now with Brian Bogusevic with the throw he made last night to nail Escobar trying to go to second base. Is that a first knock for Hochevar?
We're going to check. Yes, it is.
Well, according to this one website, Brownie, the inside of a cucumber is 20 degrees cooler than its outside temperature.
Okay. That's what we're talking about. We learn stuff every night. Not about baseball.
Just go to the Google machine. You can find out a lot of things.
Well, Gordon is a good hitter in this leadoff spot and an RBI man with 22 of those this year. He struck out his first time up. He was batting 3rd earlier this year, now finding himself with runners at 1st and 2nd and taking ball 1.
First time up, Wandy started him with a couple of fastballs, then introduced the breaking ball, changing it up here, trying to drop in that first pitch curve for strike 1, missing just a little bit high.
Gordon drove in 87 runs last year. Bouncer out to Altuve and on over to Lee. No runs, a hit. 2 men left, but no chili dogs left in the DeShays kitchen. Royals 1, Astros nothing. JD 4.
Making you hungry.
For the next pregame show when another one of the Astros takes a crack at cooking.
Nothing Royals in the bottom of the second, and join us for Flashback Fridays. This Friday as the Astros host the Indians, featuring the 1970s rainbow jerseys on the field. 10,000 fans will receive a Craig Biggio Greatest Moments bobblehead courtesy of Coca-Cola, and after the game all fans can enjoy Friday night fireworks presented by Marathon Oil Corporation. Buy your tickets at Astros.com. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. We look forward to that one Friday night with Tribe in. With Hochevar. Just got his first major league hit. He had been 0 for 13. He comes from quite an athletic family. He's warming up now with a 1-0 lead. His father, Brian, played pro basketball with the Denver Nuggets in 1979. His mother, Carmen, played college basketball and volleyball at Southern Colorado. His sister, Brittany, was a 2-time All-American at Long Beach State and now plays professional volleyball on the AVP Tour. His younger brother Dylan pitched at the University of Tennessee and Tusculum College in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Man. Some DNA there.
And when Luke was a junior in 05, he helped lead the Vols to the College World Series, going 15-3 with a 2.26 ERA that year. Got a lot of college awards. And now he faces Carlos Lee after a very good first inning. Carlos had 295 with 4 homers, has 25 runs batted in. The fastball is up, ball 1. Hochevar has not put together really solid back-to-back starts this year. He is known for his inconsistency. 2 balls, no strikes. Carlos up the right field line, hits this one toward the seats and out of play for Francoeur. 2-1. Carlos,
easy now, fellas.
Yeah, watch it. 289 is Carlos's career average against the Royals with 19 homers. 70 runs batted in, and the youngster got it. Hochevar misses with the off-speed offering. That makes it a 3-1 count.
And the numbers really don't add up for Hochevar. That 6.27 ERA. He's only allowed 6 home runs. He's kept the walks down. Continues to maintain those percentages. That ERA is going to start to come down.
He pitched 7 shutout innings against the White Sox on the road May 12th in a 5-0 win. Justin Maxwell scored from first on that three-base throwing error by Jonathan Sanchez on the pickoff throw. This was his first opposite field home run of the year. Hitting coach Mike Barnett thought that was an outstanding sign for Justin. This is his 8th homer. He's driven in 24 runs with a .246 average. So he gets the start again tonight.
Yeah, he's been one of the Astros' best hitters over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Be very difficult for Brad Mills to keep him out of the lineup. Got to ride that hot hand.
JD Martinez was 2 for 4 with a couple of singles last night. But he is not in the lineup tonight as Maxwell gets the call. Bogusevic is on deck. He's called for swinging by the home plate umpire Mike Muchlinski, and it's no balls, 2 strikes now. J. Max on the road trip had 28 at bats with 7 hits, including a couple of homers. He drove in 6. Moustakas backing up at third. It's a chop to shortstop. Charge. Well, that was slick. And safe at first, but what a play by Escobar, charging to get it over to Betancourt for the force-on lead from 6-4.
Yeah, Escobar. He's made 8 errors this year, but he's a very slick defender. Has tremendous range. Look at the hands. Like Betancourt. You can get the smoothest transition there from glove to throwing hand, and it cost him as Maxwell was busting it down the line.
Brian Bogusevic on a 5-game hitting streak. At .235 with 5 homers, has 18 runs batted in. He hit the Crawford box home run last night in his only at bat. At the time, the Astros led 5-2 when he went deep with 1 out in the 8th inning. They went on to score 5 runs in the 8th. Yeah. Hit by that one.
I was thinking, Button, we had that shot of his eyes. He was glancing down at Moustakas, the third baseman, who was well off the line. Bogey was thinking about pushing the button that direction. Obviously, not going to bunt that. Curveball on the toe.
Now 2 men on. Yep, down on the left foot. And it's Chris Johnson with the RBI opportunity. .267 for Chris, 5 homers. He's driven in 27. Chris was 3 for 27 on the Astros road trip. And last night 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch, scored a run. Fastball for strike 1. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Looks like he's trying to hit that outside corner to right-handed hitters with the changeup and missing away some of the time. It's Atlanta 3, the Yankees 3. They're in the bottom of the 4th at Yankee Stadium. Tim Hudson going for the Braves tonight. Off the plate, the appeal goes to first. Check swing call. 2 balls and a strike, and Molino with the call. Shaver had a good strikeout rate in the second half of last year. He was throwing more sliders and fewer sinkers. Castro's on deck. Pittsburgh 1, Minnesota 0 after 4.5. Josh Harrison hit his 2nd home run. Buccos doing pretty well, 34-31. Correa is their pitcher tonight. Hochevar gets it on to Betancourt, and then the relay to first for a 1-4-3 double play to end the Astros 2nd. With the Royals up 1-0. We have AT&T trivia coming your way. Name the 5 Royal pitchers who have had 20-win seasons. Well, we just saw Steve Busby. He is one of the Rangers broadcasters. So let's put him on that list. Maybe Paul Splittorff, Brett Saberhagen.
Dennis Leonard?
Oh, Dennis Leonard, yeah. I have to think about that a little bit more. They strike one to Betancourt. He hit a fly ball to center earlier. Pitch off the plate makes it a 1-ball, 1-strike count. There is better news on the injury front for the Astros. Travis Buck, the outfielder, is on a rehab assignment. He was playing for Corpus Christi last night, game 1. It's through the left side, a hit for Betancourt. Travis is supposed to play 2 or 3 games for Corpus Christi, then 3 or 4 games for Oklahoma City before he's ready to rejoin the Astros. Fernando Martinez is getting tested for his concussion syndrome. Everything going well so far, and he's able to do some light workouts during batting practice, but was due to have another test later this afternoon. Bud Norris is going to go out on an injury rehab assignment Saturday and pitch for Oklahoma City, throw 75 or 80 pitches. So he's really improved. And Marwin Gonzalez still trying to run with his ankle injury and not able to press it yet. Strike. And Billy Butler ripped the home run in the first inning, is up for the second time. He's usually the DH, and the Royals DHs have hit .295 with 10 homers, 37 runs batted in. Outstanding numbers. It's a 1-1 count. Playing first base in this series with Hosmer, who bats left, on the bench, but in the previous series Ned Yost tried a little different configuration with Hosmer in right field and Jeff Francoeur moving to center, and that did not go well defensively for the Royals. Curveball makes it a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Melky Cabrera has overtaken Ryan Braun in the National League All-Star voting in the outfield. That's for the 3rd outfield spot behind Matt Kemp of the Dodgers and Carlos Beltran of the Cardinals. Latest vote totals just released today. 3 balls and a strike. And Rafael Furcal of St. Louis overtook the top spot at shortstop ahead of the injured Troy Tulowitzki of the Rockies. Those were the only changes from the last vote totals that were released. Foul back, and it's 3-2. Like the fans are really paying attention on these votes, rewarding the guys who are having good years in many cases. Leonard going, it's chopped foul. So 3-2 to Butler.
They haven't messed up.
Well, I haven't looked at it closely, but there you have Posey, Votto, Ogla, Furcal, Wright, Cabrera, Kemp, and Beltran.
To argue that most of those guys are deserving. Chucho Ruiz might be having the best year of any National League catcher.
I haven't looked at his numbers lately. Yeah, we were in Philly. He certainly did. That's been a few weeks. Matt Cain won last night. He struggled though. His perfect game, and that's ball 4. Runners at first and second, nobody out now. And that's the second walk for Wandy. So he's right into it here with the cleanup man coming up. Francoeur. Francoeur singled a line drive to left field his first time up. Double play ball would be great for Wandy right here. Castro's going out and Lee's coming over. Francoeur is not known as a speedy player. He has grounded into 6 double plays this season. Oh, Ruiz is hitting .354. You're right.
And Jonathan LaCroix of the Brewers was having a heck of a year before his wife dropped a suitcase on his hand.
I could see that conversation 30 years down the road.
Chance to make my only All-Star team, honey.
Oh, extra.
Move your own blasted suitcase.
No balls and a strike. Rancor's a 400 hitter against Wandy.
Yeah.
Want the old All-Star shopping bonus. In the dirt.
The other thing about Ruiz, he's a very good defensive catcher as well. He's hitting 354. Yadier Molina's hitting 326. A.J. Ellis of the Dodgers having a nice year, hitting a little better than 300. Posey 295.
A lot of choices there.
Yeah. Brian McCann's hit 9 jacks. McCann's kind of been the guy. Not make that team this year.
Phillies have lost second baseman Freddie Galvis for 50 games, suspended for testing positive for performance enhancing drug. He's on the disabled list right now. That pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. And he has a fracture in his back. Ooh. So he's going to be out for a while with that.
According to his statement, a trace amount of a banned substance, 80 parts in a trillion, was detected in my sample.
Okay.
There's no idea how it got there. Players have to be awfully careful what they take.
Oh, they know it. 3 balls and a strike, 50 pitches. Wandy really struggling here. Moustakas is on deck. Jerk foul. 3-2 to Francoeur.
3-1 fastball. That's Francoeur's sweet spot there. Well, it's any hitter's sweet spot, but Francoeur's a guy who has a lot of holes. You just play to his strength. When you get behind him and have to challenge, if you get ahead, he'll expand.
Players can consult a list of approved substances, by the way, if they're in question at all about something. Now, big 3-2 pitch coming here. Francoeur's hit 333 in his last 25 games. And that's in the air. Carlos Lee backing on it. Infield fly is called, if fair, and it is fair. We're out number 1. So the batter's automatically out. Runners advance at their own risk on that. And if it's foul, then no infield fly. Weird things can happen on that infield fly. Hardly ever do, but once in a blue moon it can just blow up and get really crazy. Mike Moustakas popped to third in the first inning.
Especially in places like San Francisco or Chicago when the wind's really swirling.
Yeah. It gets to be quite adventurous there. Hey, you know, the last time anybody was caught in the major leagues with the hidden ball trick?
No, I don't know.
According to a Hall of Fame magazine that just came out, 2007, Julio Lugo caught somebody. 2 balls, no strikes. That's another of those once in a blue moon occurrences.
When's the last time anyone was caught with the old fake potato trick?
Don't know. Tell me more about that.
Catcher Dave Bresnahan at Double-A like 30 years ago.
That's right. That's right. What did he do with the potato now?
He took a potato, he peeled it, he colored it red like to make it look like stitching and everything. He had his teammates in on the joke. I mean, he had this whole thing orchestrated well in advance. He knew exactly, you know, he was a backup catcher in the minor leagues. It was a doubleheader, so he knew he would play a game.
Fly ball to right. Bogusevic. There's a tag at second by Betancourt. Betancourt's going to third, and throw trickles in. It's cut off. 2 outs. Well, let's go back to AT&T trivia. We can go back to that potato story later. 5 Royal pitchers who had 20-win seasons: Saberhagen, Busby, Gubazar, Splittorff, and Leonard.
Paul Splittorff, the all-time winningest Royal, passed away last year.
Yes,
tragically. So anyway, this fella, I believe his name was Bresnahan, had all his mates on it and on the gag, and he had to wait for the perfect situation, man on third. And so on the previous pitch, he told the umpire that the webbing in his mitt was ripped. He went to the dugout, got his glove with the potato tucked inside of it. Pitch came in. He comes up firing the potato into left field. The base runner comes running home, and he tags him with the ball.
Bouncer up the middle. That's on through into center field. An RBI single for Escobar. That makes it 2-0 Kansas City. Escobar's 19th run batted in, scoring Betancourt.
Yeah, the funny part was the potato ball blew up when it hit the ground out, in left field. But the base runner didn't see that. He just saw this projectile go by his head and by the third baseman. And I believe what the umpires ruled was knock that off and sent the guy back to third base. They may even have allowed him to score.
Okay.
And then the next day, the kid was released. Yeah, they released him. The club did.
Humberto Quintero hit that slow grounder. Altuve made the outstanding play on him.
Just to finish the story, because it does have a happy ending, the next year, the city in which he was playing, the AA city, had a potato night. And anybody who came to the ballpark with a potato got in free or something to that effect.
Nice. Good promotion.
I think they even invited him back.
It's a good touch. How about the fake pickoff throw in the College World Series many years ago? That worked pretty well. It was a very elaborate design play.
Yeah, that was Wichita State and Miami in 1982, 83, somewhere around there.
Something's not quite right, and Doug Brocail is going out.
Yeah, you can tell with Wandy's body language, he's very frustrated about something.
May not be in agreement with what Castro's calling. It could be something else. Hard to say. Phil Boudreau has called up a source saying Mike Lowell was the last to pull the hidden ball through.
One of the best I ever saw was Marty Barrett, the Red Sox.
He was good. Well, they say it's usually the second baseman. It's a lot of times it's on a sacrifice bunt, and he takes the throw and then he just keeps the ball. Foul back. 2 balls and 1 strike to Quintero. Phil Boudreau right there, and he researches anything at the drop of a hat. He's all over. But last night he missed the game. It was his anniversary.
Justifiable.
Yeah. Fly ball, and that goes toward Maxwell. Lowry's out and peels off. Maxwell with the catch. In the 3rd inning, it's 1 run, 2 hits, 2 men stranded. Kansas City has put together a lead of 2-0.
That's an afternoon game. It will have Bruce Chen, the lefty, who has started a lot of places, including Houston, way back in 2003. He'll be going against Jordan Lyles, who is 1-3 with a 5.50. Chen has been written off so many times, but he keeps bouncing back. With the Astros, he was here in 2003 and just in 11 games with a 6 earned run average, and then moved on to Boston, Baltimore, Texas, Kansas City. He's been around. He'll be on the mound tomorrow. There's how many places he has been overall in his career. And he just keeps hanging with it. He's actually only 35 years old. It seems like he should be 45. But he'll be on the mound tomorrow, and that's an afternoon start. So don't forget, pregame starts early, and the game starts early as well, guys.
Fans are ready for some runs. It's 2-0. Luke Hochevar has not given up a hit through the first 2. A double play ball hit by Chris Johnson. Now it's Jason Castro leading off the home 3rd inning. Bruce Chen is the oldest Royal, 35. Birthday today. He's been written off more than a business lunch. Here's ball 1. 246 for Castro with a homer. He's driven in 15. Hochevar falling behind. It's 2-0 with Wandy Rodriguez on deck.
Put it in a box.
Oh, well, the shortstop is right there.
Put the swing on if he wanted to.
Bar gets out number 1.
Pretty good 2-0 pitch there, and just didn't do much with it.
And you can tell by his reaction. Not happy with that outcome, of course. Wandy Rodriguez does not have a hit this year, but he's going to go up there left-handed. 0 for 23, 1 RBI. Wandy is a switch hitter, but we haven't seen much of him from this side of the plate. Sometimes he bats right-handed against right-handed pitching. We've never really figured it out. There's ball 1.
He's left-handed. It's his prerogative.
It certainly is.
To keep you guessing.
Well, he does that. It's 2-0.
You should turn around right now and bat right-handed.
I think I know what he did. He looked at the stats. Left-handed hitters are hitting .314 against Hochevar. Yeah, it's working. It's 3-0. He's trying to coax a walk here.
Cue out there to remind his right-hander, hey, that's the pitcher up there.
Good reaction from Wandy. Tampa Bay 5, Washington 2. They played 5. And Wandy takes a strike. Halfway up the first baseline. What, me? Strike on me?
Wandy said that ball's high. Wandy's standing in there like a hitter, arguing like a hitter.
And now
Wow, I can't believe he didn't get rung up on that one.
leaving the batter's box, ball 4. He didn't want to subject his strike zone to that call. That's the second walk by Hochevar. And he's aboard for Schaefer now. Schaefer took a 3rd strike back in the 1st inning.
Hochevar has not given up any hits yet, but he has not been particularly sharp. Walking hits batsman last inning, now walking Wandy.
He's got the wobbliest no-hitter we've seen this year through 2 1/3. That's ball 1 to Schaefer. Ian Desmond hit his 11th home run tonight for Washington. Only 2 behind Jed Lowry. High chop goes foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cincinnati 1, Cleveland 1 in the battle for the Governor's Cup in Ohio. They played 6. Detroit behind the winningest interleague pitcher, Justin Verlander, leads St. Louis 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Lance Lynn for the Cardinals tonight. Probably the marquee matchup on this Tuesday evening.
Yeah. That R.A. Dick is really something. Awfully hit. Hochevar goes up for it. He throws to second for the force play to Escobar. on Wandy, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, back-to-back one-hitters for R.A. Dickey. And a string of 5 starts in which he's allowed, what, 1 run, unearned run, something like that. It's been absolutely brilliant what he's been able to do.
He just has such an unusual knuckleball. It differentiates him from most other knuckleball pitchers down through history.
Do you know he has not thrown a wild pitch this year?
No.
Knuckleball pitcher. That gives you an idea how good he's been.
That really is.
Normally you don't use the term knuckleball command, but he's got the feel for that. He's got it diving and darting all over the place, but keeping it in or just outside of the strike zone. Josh Tolley, who's doing the catching for him, obviously doing a very nice job as well.
Sure is. Altuve grounded out to third his first time up. This one's in the air to right center field. Dyson digging for it. Dyson way back to the warning track and makes the jumping catch. That ball had tons of carry off Altuve's bat, but it's out number 3, and it's 3 no-hit frames for Hochevar, and a Kansas City lead of 2-0. Inning now will be facing Dyson, Hochevar, and Gordon in the Kansas City fourth. Those are the pitching lines. Hochevar has not given up a hit. He's walked 2. He's hit a batter. Gotten a double play ball. And Wandy goes back to work. 61 pitches in the bank for him. He delivers strike 1 to Dyson.
The pitcher's been very sharp at all.
Curveball drops in for a strike. That makes it 0-2 to Dyson.
A night where Brad Mills again would like to get significant innings out of his starting pitcher. Got 6 from Jay Happ last night.
Goes lead. Leading Wandy, but no, he doesn't lead him. He throws it behind him, and it's safe at first. He wanted to lead Wandy. He tried to reach back and bare hand the ball.
With Dyson going down the line, it just speeds up the play for everybody involved. It's going to be ruled a base hit. Would have been very close with an accurate throw to Wandy as it is, and then throw a little bit behind him. Tries to bare hand it, but he wasn't going to get him there. He can really scoot.
He might be scooting. We'll see about the bunt situation with Hochevar. He singled through the right side in the second for his first major league hit. Dyson is 11 for 14 in steals.
Becomes a little bit more difficult play because of the angle the pitcher has to take. With a real speedster going down the line, you have to take a more direct line to the base.
Bunt is popped up and caught by Castro. Around number 1.
Well, they've ruled that an error on Carlos, that previous play.
Okay. Carlos's third error of the year. Take the hit away from Dyson.
Uchever with a base hit, his first ever last time up and out. Kind of a feeble attempt to put down a sacrifice bunt. Good quick reaction by Castro. Jump all over it.
That's one out, and it's Gordon next. Gordon has struck out and grounded out. And on the ground out, that came with 2 men on for the final out in the second inning. The Royals have gotten 6 hits off Wandy. He's walked 2 and then the error. They've had traffic in every inning.
Dyson has 11 steals this year. He's been caught 3 times.
Let's make it 5 hits. Dyson started and stopped. There's a strike. Altuve now has over 1 million votes in the All-Star balloting. Dan Uggla has more than 2 million. Brandon Phillips 1,272,000. Fans can vote at MLB.com. They can cast their votes for starters up to 25 times. There you have some stats on the top 3.
All 3 certainly deserving. Make a case for any one of those guys. Uggla bringing the power to the table. He has the highest OPS of the 3.
It's 1-1 to Alex Gordon. Wandy moved into sole possession of 10th place on the Astros all-time win list with his last victory. He's on a 3-game winning streak. 2 balls and a strike. It's 9th in innings pitched in the National League. Fans, of course, will be engaged in the final phase of the All-Star voting, as they have been the last few years. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Teams will be unveiled on Sunday, July 1st. The All-Star Game Selection Show. Televised nationally. All-Star Game to be played at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City Tuesday, July 12th. Fly ball out to center. Schaefer with the catch. 2 outs. It'll be Betancourt coming up. He singled and scored in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2.
Perhaps the Royals gave Dyson a don't run there with the left-handed hitting Gordon up. Wanted to keep that hole available to him on the right side, but now the right-handed hitter up 2 outs in the inning. I suspect he's being told, hey, look, if you feel like you can get a jump, if you got a decent read on Wandy's move, let's go ahead and try to steal his base.
Punching out Altuve's name on their ballots.
Don't forget Lowry while you're at it.
Strike to Betancourt. Fancy looking batting gloves. Silver and blue. Still got the wristbands from Sunday for the Prostate Cancer Awareness Day. No balls, 2 strikes to Betancourt.
Well, where are we going? Way up or way down?
Way up might work. It has worked so far.
A little limbo. How low can you go? 72 pitches for Wandy. He's worked awfully hard. See the breakdown fastball to curveball, 61% heaters, 39% curves or change-ups. He throws his curveball more than any other pitcher in the league.
Dyson takes off, swing and a miss to end the inning. That's strikeout number 2 for Wandy. It's no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. It's 2-0 Kansas City in the 4th.
Right now, try the new Chipotle Chicken Club. Make it a combo with fries and a drink. And buy the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway miles per gallon. Action moving to the bottom of the fourth. Astros need some runs. Heart of the order coming. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies in the booth.
Thank you, Greg. It's Lowry, Lee, and Maxwell due up in the Astros' fourth inning. Jed Lowry struck out in the first. Time for the Farmers Insurance report card. Jed Lowry's 13 homers are 6 short of his career total of 19 entering this season. He fouls it on the curve. It's strike one. Hochevar has not allowed a hit through the first 3. 38 years ago today, June 19, 1974, Steve Busby threw the second of his 2 career no-hitters. Walking 1, striking out 3 in a 2-0 win over the Brewers at County Stadium in Milwaukee. Butler tosses to Hochevar. There's out number 1 in the fourth. And Carlos Lee will bat next. He walked leading off the second inning. Jeff Luhnow is now working to sign those remaining draft choices who have not signed yet. And now with the University of Florida eliminated from the College World Series, he can begin contract negotiations with shortstop Nolan Fontana, who's a second-round pick, and outfielder Preston Tucker, a 7th-round pick. That's ball 1. And the Astros have 4 picks among the top 10 rounds still unsigned, including a 4th-rounder Rio Ruiz. He's a third baseman in high school in Southern California. And catcher Tyler Heineman of UCLA. UCLA is still alive in the College World Series. Curveball makes it 2-1 to Carlos. First baseman Butler goes over into foul territory for the second out. 1 ball hit out of the infield by the Astros so far. The Altuve fly ball. It carried very well to right center field. Maxwell bounced into a force in the second inning. Justin saying this is really the first experience he's had in the major leagues, playing 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 7 days. We talked with Greg Lucas on Astros Live from the clubhouse before this game about being thankful for this opportunity to get the playing time. The appeal goes to first. He swung, according to Bellino, and it's strike 1.
You know, sometimes it's difficult for hitters because the pitcher's so inconsistent. They don't get a read for where he's trying to go, and it's guys that have real control. So, he's going to try to pound me down and away, or he's going to come up and in, and he's really been very inconsistent with his stuff. He's got good stuff, and that's been why he's been tough to hit.
He has 4 no-hit innings under his belt. That's strikeout number 3, and after 4. It's 2-0 Kansas City.
Mazda CX-5 game break. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Looking ahead to tomorrow afternoon's series finale. It'll be Jordan Lyles going to the hill for the Astros. Jordan trying to build on 4 very promising innings he had in the Texas Rangers game in his last start before that 5th, when the Rangers lit him up for 5 runs. He's won all 3 of his career starts at Minute Maid Park, so he'll be trying to get that done tomorrow. Astros live on the air at 12:30. That's your Mazda game break. Let's go back to the booth.
Ball 1 to Billy Butler, 2-0 Royals. He provided run number 1 with a solo homer. And the curveball misses to take it to 2-0. Then Butler walked on a 3-2 count in the 3rd inning. Escobar sent him home with a single with 2 outs later on in that frame. He smacks a looping liner over Lowry into left field. A hit for Butler, and he's on for the 3rd straight time.
Sometimes you go out there and you've got your A game, you have your best stuff, you have good command, and you can dominate. Other nights you go out there and it's just the opposite. You don't have your best fastball. The ball doesn't feel like it's leaving your hand comfortably. You're kind of fighting your command, and you just have to try to find a way, and that's what tonight is for Wandy. Fastball down a click or 2. Command has not been there. Hasn't really been able to get into any kind of a rhythm.
Francoeur hits a bouncer, double play bouncer. Altuve with the feed for Lowry. 4-6-3, twin killing.
That could help. Nice little 2-hopper. Convenient waist high bounce to Altuve to get things started.
Moustakas is next. He's popped to 3rd and fly to right. Atlanta leads the Yankees 4-3. They've played 6 at Yankee Stadium. Altuve with this one. Yeah. Makes it a quick inning. 78 pitches for Wandy. He needed only 5 in the 5th. 2-0 Kansas City.
It's on every Saturday at 10 a.m. here on Fox Sports Houston. Emily Reppert is the host. Kids have gone to baseball academies, fishing clinics. Last week they met with a U.S. water polo team, hockey, martial arts. It's all part of it. It's the experience and not the score. For more information, visit hometownkids.tv to learn all about it. That's Emily Reppert. She's the host.
Thank you, Greg. There is strike 1 on a breaking pitch from Luke Hochevar to Brian Bogusevic. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. He made a kid very happy last night with his opposite field home run. This kid was 11 years old and wind up with a home run ball on his birthday.
It's like Babe Ruth.
Really?
Promising the kid a home run and then hitting it to him.
2-1 to Bogey. And that's a line drive to right field. Francoeur over with the running catch. 1 out.
Great at bat. Great swing. Just didn't get the result he was hoping for.
The Royals have stranded 6. The Astros have left 2. They've drawn 2 walks. They've had a hit batter. Chris Johnson hit into a double play back in the 2nd inning. Royals are back to go status with their bullpen after having 4 relievers unavailable for last night's game due to the previous day's 15-inning encounter. Strike to CJ with Jason Castro on deck. Phillies lead Colorado 7-2 after 7 in Philadelphia. John Mayberry Jr. hit his 6th home run. Chuch Ruiz, number 9. There's a liner in the first hit. Comes from Chris Johnson after 4 1/3 no-hit innings for Hochevar.
Hochevar shooting for that outside corner. Got it down out a little bit, but CJ's been good when trying to hit the ball to right or right center. He delivers another solid single. So 2 good ABs here for the Astros in the 5th. Line drive for an out. Good solid single.
Castro on a 2-0 count, grounded up the middle to Escobar. Royals are set up to turn 2. Castro hits a bouncer, and that one's knocked down, but it'll be an infield hit. Betancourt couldn't make the clean pickup. Had some topspin on it as he moved towards second base, and now it's 1st and 2nd, 1 out.
Jason usually pretty patient. This time he attacks first pitch, hits a chopping ground ball, and that topspin was the difference maker. That second hop, boom, just really takes off on Betancourt.
Officially, we're still awaiting the call, and it is a hit for Castro. Wandy Rodriguez with 1 out. Went over for instructions from Dave Clark. The Royals expect a bunt. Wandy walked in the 3rd inning. He has 4 sacrifices. Schaefer's on deck. It's Cole Hamels working for the Phillies tonight. He's pitched well through 7 innings, and he leads the Rockies 7-2. Bunted foul. Diving Moustakas made the catch, and the runners alertly did not leave very far. It's quite a layout by Moustakas.
Charging hard and then having to make the adjustment, make that right turn and then leave his feet into foul ground. That's a very nice play.
Two outs now in the Moustakas gem. Now it's Schaefer 0-2. He struck out looking in the 1st. He bounced into a forced play in the 3rd. That's strike 1. Day baseball tomorrow, a 105 start. 12:30 for Astros Live. And we hope to get some questions from you or the booth. Here's Chen starting on 3 days rest tomorrow for Kansas City. Ground ball to second. Betancourt over to Butler. And that's the 5th inning for Houston. No runs, a couple of hits, 2 men stranded. Kansas City 2, Houston 0 after 5.
Everyone's enjoying a little something here, and I'm going to introduce you to our progressive fan of the game. This right here is Johnny, but he's not my fan, but he's just my new friend. My fan of the game right here is Walker Agnew Jr. He tweeted me because he's been a fan. Tell me how long and why you thought you should be the fan.
Been coming to Astros games for about 20 years now, since my dad brought me to my first one in the Dome when I was 5 years old. Always followed the team, had the baseball cards, coming to the game. It's just kind of been my family's thing.
Yeah, your thing, and you tweeted me to get the fan of the game, but that's not your first exposure to Twitter and being able to partake in some things here. Tell me what you were just telling me about Mr. Luno.
Well, back in April, Jeff Luno had tweeted that if you wanted to come watch part of an inning with him, to send him a good question, and I sent in a good question, and he invited me to come sit in his box for an inning. So it was pretty neat to get to talk to him and kind of pick his brain and see what he has coming forward for the team in the next couple of years.
All right, before I let you go, any Astro memories from the Dome or going way back that stands out for you?
I mean, of course, all the big playoff games in the late 90s, but probably my number one Astros memory was when I was in third grade. My next-door neighbor had a buddy that played golf with Jeff Bagwell at a local country club, and Jeff Bagwell came over to my house when I was 9 years old and surprised me after school one day.
That is very cool.
He's my favorite player ever. So.
All right. Well, you are our progressive fan of the game, so I'm going to give you this. Thank you so much. Johnny, thank you. I've been snuggling up here with Johnny. He actually had his arm around me, so I'm having a good time out here, guys. I may hang out for a while.
2 balls and a strike to Escobar. Escobar puts that one out of play. It's 2-2. Back to Patty later. Escobar had the RBI single in the third. He is 1 for 2 in this game. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Royals. 0-2 and 1 for the Astros. Ball missing, and that takes it to 3-2. Last night, Jay Happ went 6 good innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs. He got win number 5 of the year. Monty trying to follow suit with what Jay did in this series. In the air to left field. Maxwell back. Maxwell leaping at the wall, and J. Max comes down with it. 1 out.
Well, J-Max has been swinging a hot bat lately. Now it takes away a potential extra base hit from Escobar. When he hit it, I thought he got enough of it. He's not a big, strong guy. Doesn't hit a lot of home runs. That's just 1. A little bit shy there. Nice play, J-Max.
Nice timing. Quintero's the batter now. He grounded out and flied out. Ball 1 to Q. In the air, and center fielder Schaefer comes over. Bogusevic is there. Bogusevic takes care of out number 2. We go to Greg Lucas.
Hey, Brian, we've been talking about tomorrow's afternoon game. We got more reasons for you to show up, because you can spend lunch with the Astros tomorrow in the 9-inning lunch break package. For only $45, you get a Field Box 2 ticket and $20 in food and beverage vouchers. Now, also tomorrow, arrive early because 10,000 fans receive a 1960s retro cap right there, courtesy of Bastion Technologies. So root now, buy tickets at Astros.com. Let's see you out here tomorrow afternoon for Astros baseball starting at 1:05.
Thanks, Greg. Here's Gerard Dyson now. Ball 1. He's walked and he's reached on an error. Initially it was ruled a hit, then it was changed. An error on Carlos Lee. 1 ball, 1 strike with Hochevar on deck. Mets are shutting out Baltimore 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th at New York. Altuve on the lead. It's a 1-2-3-6 for Wandy, keeping it close. Kansas City 2, Houston 0. the game come from Jose Altuve. As Wandy gets a ground ball, reaches forward with his bare hand. Altuve with the jump throw, getting Quintero on a very close play.
Brings back memories, doesn't it? Q calling himself safe down there at first base. Does. A lot of that over the years. Bang banger, could have gone either way. Altuve had a busy night. He's had a number of plays, none better than that one though.
He is 0 for 2, and Hochevar has limited the Astros to 2 singles through the first 5. Altuve's grounded to third, and he's hit a deep drive to right center field. A good catch by Dyson, taking care of that out. Shortening up, and he takes the curveball for ball 1. Hochevar has not thrown many pitches at all, just 56. 35 have been strikes. Another Altuve fan there.
His first 30 so pitches of the game, and it was all over the place. He's thrown as many balls as strikes. The last couple of innings he's kind of been a little sharper. Ironically, it was last inning where he got hit the hardest.
Shortstop charging. Escobar with the throw. That's a laser throw. 1 out.
And Brad Mills is particularly impressed with his team's at bats tonight. They've been going out of the strike zone a lot to try to get to Hochevar and really doing him a favor, making weak contact on pitches out of the zone.
Jed Lowry struck out and he grounded out. Texas and San Diego have a later start. Scott Feldman is still in the Rangers rotation. Edinson Volquez, the former Ranger, to oppose him.
Chance Roy Oswalt will join that rotation on Friday.
Sure is. Yeah, he pitched well Sunday night. Giants are at the Angels later on tonight. Barry Zito and C.J. Wilson. Upstairs for ball 2. Seattle and Arizona just getting underway in Arizona, where last night Aaron Hill hit for the cycle. Needed a homer his last time up, and he belted one. There was no doubt. Curveball. Lowry looks at it, and that's ball 3. Dodgers are in Oakland later tonight. Harang and McCarthy to start. Lowry takes a 4-pitch walk. It's been a strange game. That's the 3rd walk for Hochevar. He's hit a batter. But he's given up just the 2 singles. Now he faces Carlos Lee, who has a walk and a foul pop.
I guess you would say effectively wild. So you're hoping he makes a mistake over the middle of the plate and somebody could pop one on him. And a matchup of maybe the 2 best rotations in baseball. The Rays are playing the Nationals. It's 5-4 Tampa. They're in the middle of the 8th. David Price for Tampa tonight. Chimman Wong made the start for Washington.
Strike to Lee.
Michael Morse hit his first home run.
He could be a big factor for that club. Line shot, right field line, into the corner. Extra bases for El Caballo. Stop sign at third for Lowry. Runners at second and third. 1 out. Dave Clark is drawing some boos from the fans after the double by Lee is 9th.
Well, yeah, because if you're a fan, it's exciting to see that play at the plate. And you're hoping that the home team can get on the board, but the home team's down 2, and unless you're really sure you're going to be able to score this run, it's probably a good idea to throw up a stop sign. And you know Frank Core's got one of the best arms in all of baseball, so he's going to do his part. And Dave Clark went well down the line and gave it a good read and opted to throw up a stop sign.
Justin Maxwell, with the infielder staying back, is 0 for 2. Royals leading by a couple. And that hook is high, ball 1.
And that hook again, and he might hit it up on the train tracks.
He's been hammering some of those this year. Bogusevic is on deck. strike, makes it 1-1. First time Hochevar faced the Astros here in 09. He retired the first 12 batters. That's 4 1/3 no-hit innings tonight. He's 4-4 in interleague play in his career.
Not sure if Q's trying to be deceptive or Hochevar just can't make that pitch. 2 or 3 times now when Q has called for the high fastball, he's thrown it about knee high.
5 homers this month by Justin, trailing only Soriano in the National League.
You got to shorten the stroke here, put it in play, but make sure you get a strike so many times in this situation. Man on third, you see hitters go out of the strike zone. Get a little antsy with 2 strikes.
68 pitches for Hochevar. Couple of finals just in. Phillies 7, Colorado 2. Cole Hamels goes to 10-3, beating Josh Outman. And the Mets shut out Baltimore 5-0. Johan Santana goes to 5-3, beating Tommy Hunter. Duda hit his 11th. Good pitch for a strikeout. 2 outs. 4th strikeout for Hochevar. Bogusevic was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, line to right in the 5th. 69 pitches for Hochevar, 42 strikes. Just making pitches when he needs to tonight.
Bogey hit a bullet last time up to right field. First time up, he got hit in the foot with a pitch. Came off the bench last night, hit a home run. Bad swing there. Took an aggressive hack at a breaking ball, but it was in the zone. Nothing wrong with a big swing as long as you're swinging at strikes. Good arms in the outfield. Corner arms, Gordon and Francoeur, very good.
0-2. That breaking pitch worked. Chris Johnson's on deck with 2 runners in scoring position here. And a strikeout ends it with no runs, a hit, 2 men stranded after 6. Hochevar 2-0 over the Astros.
Brought to you by Hyundai. If it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. And by AT&T. Rethink possible. You know, guys, as the Astros strike out successively to end that scoring threat, brings up a note that I just ran across. Adam Dunn is on a pace to hit 55 home runs and strike out 260 times.
Ooh.
Unbelievable.
That'll be a first.
The ultimate all-or-nothing hitter.
I guess.
Hochevar takes ball one. Got his first major league hit in the second. He fouled out on a bunt try in the fourth. Wandy Rodriguez has thrown 90 pitches in the game. Has fallen behind 2-0 on pitch number 91.
In baseball, they talk about the three true outcomes: home runs, walks, and strikeouts. That's Adam Dunn. Luck is rarely a factor with the big guy.
It's 2-2. Jimmy Paredes is hitting .331 now for Oklahoma City. Strike three called. Strikeout number 3.
Wandy teetered there back in the third inning. Looked like he was in for a short night, but he has bounced back nicely.
He looked like he was on the ropes. Brandon Lyon is warming up now. Alex Gordon 0 for 3. There's strike one. And after the game last night, when the media asked Ned Yost about the bullpen situation, Lewis Coleman worked the 7th and 8th for him, and Sanchez, the starter, went 6. So he used only the 2 pitchers. Coleman gave up 5 runs, and he said, I didn't want to go to any of the 4 guys I had determined I would not use in the game, and really wanted to use only 2 pitchers so I could get my bullpen squared away for the next game. 1 ball, 1 strike. 18,098 to paid attendance tonight. Sometimes a manager has to know when to lose, as the saying goes in baseball. If you try to win every game, your bullpen's going to be burned out. That's for sure. 1 and 2.
Yeah, there's certain nights you got to give people a day off.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Jimmy Paredes, to get to that batting average of .331, has gone 18 for 40, hitting .450 in his last 9 games. Telvin Nash has hit 18 home runs at Lancaster. George Springer has 14, and 48 runs batted in for George, who's an all-star. And they're taking their all-star break right now in the California League. Ground ball, and Altuve backs up, taking care of out number 2 as we go to Greg.
Told you about the big doings tomorrow afternoon. How about this weekend? Because the Astros are excited to welcome Grammy Award-winning and platinum recording artist Third Day for Faith and Family Night Saturday. Concert takes place following the 3:05 game, and the concert is included with your game ticket. Tickets for Faith and Family Night featuring Third Day are available as always at astros.com/third.
2 outs here in the 7th inning, and it's Betancourt, who's 1 for 3. Looking at ball 1. That's a big homestand with a lot of things happening during these 10 games. This is game number 2. Lowry moves to his right. Goes to lead. And it's out number 3. Top of the 7th is in the books. Kansas City leads it on the shutout by Hochevar through 6, 2-0. Luke Hochevar. The 7th inning stretch might shake something loose here. In the bottom of the 7th, it's Johnson Castro and the pitcher spot due up against the right-hander, who's 3-7. He brought a 6.27 ERA into this game, but might be getting into a groove. He pitched well his last time out against Milwaukee. That's over shortstop, out into left center field. A looping hit for Chris Johnson to open the home 7th inning, and he is 2 for 3 in this game.
Hochevar has actually had better command of his breaking ball the last couple of innings. That wasn't a bad pitch, just trying to get the jump on CJ. A little 0-0 breaking ball, had decent action moving down in the zone, catches him off the end of the bat. But CJ catches a break, and that's the one thing that's really worked against Hochevar so far this year. Get into some of those deeper numbers. The batting average against him on balls in play, 352. So that speaks to a certain amount of bad luck there.
Well, Jason Castro, the batter. Matt Downs on deck. Pitcher spot due up next. The bullpen has been busy. Brandon Lyon had been warming up. Castro takes it. It's ball 1 to Jason. He's 1 for 2. Hit the ball on the ground up the middle both times, and the Royals are banking on him doing it again, the way they're playing their infielders. Downs ready to pinch hit. That's the way it looks on the infield. He pulls it. There's Butler going to second, and the return throw from Escobar makes it a 3-6-3 double play.
Hochevar, not really a ground ball pitcher, but he's gotten a bunch of them tonight. And you can see Castro there. He was trying to stay out of the middle of the diamond. He was trying to pull that ball through the hole on the right side. He pulled it all right, but right to the first baseman Butler, who starts the 3-6-3.
Now it's going to be J.D. Martinez pinch hitting and not Matt Downs. With 2 outs, nobody on, Brad Mills changes his selection. He had Downs on deck. He'll go with Martinez, who was in the starting lineup last night and went 2 for 4. The Astros have been out hit 6-4. Martinez at 224 with 7 homers, 37 runs batted in, and 214 at bats is 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter with an RBI.
Brad Mills with no left-handed bats available on his bench tonight. Always lefties are in the lineup.
Martinez was the DH in 5 of the 6 games on the road against American League clubs. Strike 1 to J.D. Wandy Rodriguez leaving after 7 innings of work tonight, allowing 6 hits, 2 runs. He walked 2, fanned 3.
Gave you 7 solid innings on a night where he really struggled, especially early, trying to get a feel for his stuff. Again, his velocity down most of the night. He hung in there. He competed well.
That one bounces.
With no lefties on his bench, but he does have a nice mix on his bench tonight. And that's what Downs and Bixler bring to the equation, the ability to play both the infield and the outfield, because sometimes the manager's a little bit hamstrung when he's starting to think about pinch hitters. Well, I'd like to hit this guy, but I can't because he's my only outfielder, or maybe he's my only infielder. But when you have guys that can play multiple positions, it makes it easier.
Hochevar gets a strikeout. That's number 6, and he has spun 7 shutout innings and leads it 2-0. play. Takes one back out of catch by Justin Maxwell. This ball hit by Escobar in the 6th inning. He goes up to snag it. Good timing on that lead.
He would have run that little corner pattern in the end zone.
Yeah.
Throw it up over, let him jump up there and get it. Touchdown.
Brandon Lyons in the game after Wandy went 7 and retired the last 8 he faced. Lyon 0-1 with a 2.73 ERA.
Well, Astros down 2. Obviously, let's keep him right there. He's got 3, 4, 5 coming up. Butler, Francoeur, Moustakas. Dangerous part of the Royals lineup.
And with the Astros set, as you mentioned, to go Schaefer, Altuve, Lowry in the bottom half. Really important to stop these guys. Butler got a 1-0 lead for the Royals with a 2-out 1st inning homer. Then he walked in the 3rd. Then he singled in the 5th. Lyon delivers ball 1.
Right-handed hitters will see a lot of cutters from Brandon.
He worked 2/3 of an inning last night, allowing no hits, no runs. Fouled away by Butler. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Jay Happ went the first 6, and then Brad Mills pieced it together with Carpenter, Wright, Lyon. 2/3 of an inning for each of those guys. They had a 4-2 lead. Then they got 5 in the 8th. Ground ball, backhand. Lowry taking care of that out. 1 away. But then the Royals got 5 in their 9th. So there was a lot of scoring late. 10 runs in the bottom of the 8th and top of the 9th inning combined last night. Jeff Francoeur is 1 for 3.
Frenchie.
What's that? Frenchie, yeah. 102 pitches for Wandy, 61 of them strikes. Kansas City and Houston 2-0 Kansas City. Frenchie got that hit in the 1st inning, a single to left field. And then struck.
I wonder if he's made any fans in the outfield here like he has in Oakland. He's become a cult hero with the Oakland fans.
I bet he has.
Buying them pizza and throwing them $100 bills.
Popped up. Carlos comes over, but Brandon Lyon is there, and Carlos takes it. Here's what happened with Francoeur in Oakland.
They got a very vocal bunch out there in Oakland, and they had the Bacon Tuesday last year, and they were yelling at him, and he threw up a ball with a $100 bill on it and said, hey, buy yourself some bacon dogs. And then this year he treated them to pizza. He's become a fan favorite out there in Oakland.
We didn't have any Bacon Tuesday. Moustakas 0 for 3.
And I think right there he was getting ready to play catch with one of the fans in the stands. I think he did that too. Took his warm-up tosses by playing catch with one of the fans out in the seats.
Strike to Moustakas. Why not have a little fun? 1-1.
Surprisingly, this guy's nickname is Moose.
Grounded to Altuve's right. And it's out number 3. That's 11 straight Royals retired, but Kansas City leads at 2-0 in the middle of the 8th.
Guys, with the MLB.com @Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @Bat to 31826 or visit Astros for details. Guys, you gotta love "Call Me Maybe" being Jordan Schaefer's walk-up song.
Oh yeah. Eric Hosmer's the first baseman taking over there for Billy Butler. Yeah, we sing that all the time. There's the bunt, and Hochevar comes over, bobbles the ball, and tosses to Hosmer. We were into that before you arrived, Zach, Patty, tonight.
Brownie's walk-up music was Inagata Davida.
There's the bunt.
This is precisely why Ned Yost made the defensive change, putting Hosmer there in first base instead of Butler in case Schaefer were to drop down a bunt. It was Hochevar, though, that makes the play.
Hosmer just inserted for the bottom of the 8th inning. Now Quintero talks it over. 80 pitches, and that's all for Hochevar. Kansas City bullpen is a very hard-throwing group. Now Altuve's 0 for 3.
And one of the best swings of the night when he hit a deep drive to right center that Dyson tracked down in front of the Astros bullpen.
That's ball 1.
It's been a very busy night in the field for Altuve. He's had 8 or 9 chances out there at second base.
Aaron Crow's warming up for Kansas City. 1 ball, 1 strike. When they signed Jonathan Broxton, the plan was to have Broxton be the 8th inning man for Joaquim Soria, but Soria's out for the year with surgery. So Broxton took over as the closer. 1 hopper, Moustakas. 2 outs. And now it's Lowry. Lowry 0 for 2 with a walk.
I don't know what folks at home can pick up. That's not booing you're hearing on our field mics. There's a smattering of Royal fans here that every time Moustakas does anything, they chant Moose.
Lowry has a strikeout, a bounce out, and a walk. Crow is working.
Braves have snapped the Yankees' winning streak. Atlanta wins 4-3 tonight in New York. The Yankees had won 10 in a row. Hudson, the winner, 5-3. Kimbrel picks up his 20th save.
Boston beat Miami 7-5. 2 balls, no strikes. Clay Buchholz going to 8-2 with that win, beating Mark Burley, who's 5-8. Alfredo Aceves got his 17th save. David Ortiz hit his 17th home run. Cody Ross number 9. Kelly Shoppach number 4. Strike to Lowry. That makes it 2-1.
Boston, coming into play tonight in last place in the AL East. The latest in the season they've been in last place since 1997. There was a lot of talk about tension in the clubhouse, but Big Poppy came out today and said, no, that's not the case. We're good.
How about Lowry?
It's tough to be a manager in this era with players tweeting and every little thing gets blown up.
True.
It's supposed to be some tension. The old line, everybody leans to the same side of the boat. The boat tips over.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with a little internal strife.
The Oakland A's used to thrive on it back in the 70s. Phil Garner tells the story about 72 World Series, I believe. Might have been 73. They had a fight in the clubhouse before the game. Raleigh Fingers got punched and back into the cart that was in the clubhouse. The dirty clothes landed in that, and he wound up saving the game that day.
So there's a lot of alpha dogs in that clubhouse,
Yeah.
You guys used to getting their own way. The Lou Piniella Cincinnati Reds. Remember Lou and Rob Dibble getting into a fight in the clubhouse.
I bet they did. Billy Martin and Reggie Jackson. Or Billy Martin and Ed Whitson. Or Billy Martin and insert your own name. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And George Steinbrenner.
Yeah. Full count now.
Oh, that was great theater. Those Yankee teams and Billy, George popping off in the papers.
Yeah. Herman Munson. All 4 to Lowry. Jed's taken 2 walks tonight. That's 4 in the game for Hochevar. But he has faced them.
The home run ball has been very elusive for Carlos Lee this year. This would be a good time to run into one. He's only hit 4 home runs. Dave Island there. He's the pitching coach for the Royals. Sharing some information with his manager, Ned Yost. Probably letting him know that Crow's ready to go if that's the direction Ned decides to go.
Carlos Lee doubled to right in the 6th. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. He could tie this game. Ball 1. Carlos has 4 home runs this season. 25 runs batted in. Justin Maxwell's on deck. Hammers a line drive headed for the left field wall, and the fan reaches over. It's in play. Here's a throw to third. Lowry is safe. It hits him, and Lee will go into second base. I don't think the fan touched the ball, but he was reaching over, and it kicked back off the wall for a double for Lee.
Well, he just missed tying this ball game. A little more lift, and it's a 2-2 game. That ball was crushed by the big fella. And Gordon handles that carom quickly, figures he's got a shot at third base, and maybe he did, but I still think the best play was to throw that ball into second and keep Carlos out of scoring position. That's the most meaningful run.
Yeah. Carlos has left for a pinch runner, Brian Bixler. Meanwhile, Hochevar is leaving for a reliever. That was ruled a single, by the way, for Lee. He took second on the throw into third, which hit Lowry, but no error on the play, evidently. Hochevar's out. It's Kansas City 2, Houston nothing. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Back in a moment. Two 2-0 Kansas City, bottom of the 8th inning. Reliever Aaron Crow has come in to relieve Luke Hochevar.
Crow, one of those power arms in the Royal bullpen that Brownie alluded to earlier. Very hard thrower. Fastball sits at about 95 miles an hour. He's 0-1, 2.76 the ERA. Just under a strikeout per inning pitched. His second year in the big leagues. Last year 4-4 with a 2.76 ERA.
He pitched on Sunday. Who didn't for Kansas City? Justin Maxwell looks at ball 1. He's 0 for 3.
So both a 2 and a 4-seam fastball, slider, and a curveball.
Maxwell started the bat and took it.
It's a chance at redemption here for Justin. He had the at bat in the 6th with 2nd and 3rd and just 1 out. A little contact probably would have gotten 1 home. Now he's going to need a base hit.
He chops one, foul. He is 5 for 10 with 2 outs and men in scoring position coming into this game.
Getting back to that play on Carlos's ball that Gordon made in left field. That's a play left field is not used to making unless you play in this ballpark a lot, because normally carry him off the wall means automatic double.
In the dirt. 3-1 to J-Max with Bogusevic on deck. Kroll got a double play ball on Sunday against Alan Craig to end an inning. Kroll, first round pick in 08 by Washington. Throws a strike, 3-2, and then he went back into the draft and was drafted again in the first round in 09 by Kansas City. From Topeka, Kansas, and the University of Missouri, 25 years old. He gets a swing and a miss on a wide one and a strikeout to end it in the 8th inning. No runs, a hit, 2 men left in scoring position, 2-0 Kansas City after 8.
Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. It is Lions' job to keep any more runs off the board. The Astros will go to battle in the bottom of the inning with a couple changes. Well, there's Bixler. He's at third base, and Johnson moves over to first. Now let's go back to Brownie upstairs.
Thanks, Craig. 2-0 ball game. And it's Escobar leading it off against Lyon, who had a 1-2-3 8th inning. Escobar has an RBI single and 3 trips. Looking at strike 1. Now, Lyon worked effectively, getting Butler, Francoeur, and Moustakas in the 8th inning. Staying in now. The pitcher spot could come up in the bottom of the 9th. He cuts it away from Escobar. It's a 1-1 count. Bogusevic, Johnson, and Castro due to bat in the home 9th inning, but then the pitcher's spot would come up if anybody reached base. Lions curve makes it a 2-1 count. Hochevar in 7 2/3 innings allowed the Astros 5 hits, no runs, walking 4, fanning 6, hitting a batter, going 92 pitches.
This night very much like Wandy's night early on, really scuffling with his command. Then settled in, kind of found his breaking ball. Fastball command improved. Astros did him a number of favors going out of the strike zone.
All the way.
So that's the longest start of the year, right, for the Royals?
Yeah, it is. Hard to believe, but that's their longest start, so you can understand why they have all these relief pitchers on the club. And apparently they do not plan to vary from this for a while. 14 pitchers. Bruce Chen goes tomorrow on 3 days rest. Foul back. They move Vin Mazzaro back to the next game they play, which I believe is Friday against St. Louis. Mazzaro had to leave with tightness in his right calf in his last start. Grounder into right field. Escobar's 2 for 4. 11 straight Royals had been retired. He had number 7 for them. And Quintero's the batter. Q 0 for 3 in this game. Dyson on deck. Then the pitcher's spot for Kansas City. Big Jonathan Broxton is their closer.
Escobar threat. You got to keep an eye on him down there at first base.
He's going. There's a throw from Castro. It's a beauty, and the tag gets him. Altuve applied the tag, and Escobar is caught for only the second time in 14 tries. Castro guns him down.
Jason's numbers at stopping base running not good so far this year, but he's made a number of very good throws. Give him a chance. Pitcher gets the ball to him in good shape. He's got a real good shot. Quick feet, gets into that solid throwing position and throws a strike. That was textbook there.
It's 1-1. Castro has thrown out 6 of 42 now. Good tag by Altuve. He was positioned well for that tag. It's a shot on one hop off Altuve's glove and on through into right field. He tried to olay it, but that ball was smacked by Quintero. He's 1 for 4.
There's our caught stealing theory. The next guy gets a knock.
Sure enough, there it is. Tried to go down on a knee and then flag it down. Now Brad Mills comes out. The runner at first, 1 out, and Dyson the batter. And he's going to the bullpen. Certainly wanting a lefty on lefty matchup here. Kansas City 2, Houston nothing. Back in a moment. Gets interesting. Fernando Abad comes out of the bullpen for Houston. Gerard Dyson too bad. It'll be lefty on lefty as the Astros try to keep the deficit at 2-0. Abad has no decisions. His ERA is 4.35.
Fernando activated off of the disabled list on Friday in Arlington. He pitched in that game, worked an inning in the third, allowed 1 hit, no runs. And much better after a bumpy start.
Dyson reached on an error in the 4th inning. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Lefties have held him to a .222 batting average. They try to bunt his way on. Runner at first, one out. Pitcher spot due up next. Brian Pena, one of the two catchers on deck. He's a switch hitter.
This 9-man bullpen that the Royals have leaves Ned Yost with only 3 bench players every night, so it makes it pretty easy for the opposing manager to play the matchup game. There's not a whole lot of options that Yost has when it comes to pinch hitters. He's already inserted Hosmer for defense at first, so he's got Pena as his other catcher, and then Meyer, a left-handed bat. Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. 1-1. Vaught just came off the disabled list on Friday. Pitched at Texas, 1 1/3 innings. Didn't give up a run through 24 pitches.
Nice.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Living on that edge. And for a pitcher, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Vaught was out for a while, about 2.5 weeks with a right intercostal strain. Castro knocks that one down. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Justin Verlander of Detroit knocked off St. Louis 6-3. Verlander going to 7-4 with a 2.57 ERA. He beat Lance Lynn, who's 10-3. Phil Coke got his first save. I think Verlander has the best winning percentage in interleague play of any pitcher down through the years. Line shot caught by Bixler. Throw to first to Johnson for a double play on Quintero. And it's a 5-3 Twin killing to make it no runs, 2 hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Bogusevic, Johnson, Castro due up. 2-0 Kansas City.
This July, don't miss the biggest event of the summer as baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the 2012 Major League Baseball All-Star Game Tuesday, July 10th, 6:30 on Fox. It's 3 weeks from this very night. It's a fortnight and a half.
Huge. Jonathan Broxton is the closer for Kansas City this year. He's 1-1 with a 1.69 ERA, 16 saves and 19 opportunities.
Well, the big fella, as you would expect, is going to rush it up there in the mid to upper 90s with his fastball. He's got a power slider to complement it and a once in a blue moon curveball. But if you step into that batter's box against him, you got to be dialed up and ready for the gas.
He got a blown save on Sunday coming into the 14th inning with a 3-2 lead. He had a leadoff walk. And then Alan Craig scored on a Yadier Molina single to give him the blown save. Brian Bogusevic is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch. Aaron Crow retired the only man. He faced Maxwell on a strikeout. And that's high, ball one. Now, Broxton was signed to be a setup man, as we were saying earlier, signed in November as a free agent. Jonathan, 28 years old. He had been a Dodger his whole career. It's now 2 balls, no strikes. He's from Augusta, Georgia. And Ned Yost invited him bow hunting in Georgia with Jeff Francoeur to recruit him for the Royals. It worked.
They catch some good bows.
Apparently so. 2 balls and a strike. Well, they landed the real prize. Broxton, don't know what they did with hunting, but they bagged Broxton. And he had 7 saves last year for the Dodgers. He's had 84 coming into this season in his career. Just got number 100 for his career with his last one. 3 balls and a strike.
Got to be very discerning here. This is a hitter's count, and you like to take a big swing on 3-1, but you're down 2 runs. You need base runners, so you have to make sure you get what you can really handle here if you're going to offer, if you're bogey.
Johnson on deck, then Castro. Three-2 now. Bochaver in line for win number 4 of this season. The Astros have been shut out 4 times this year. Foul ball. Keeps the count full on Bogasevic. 8 hits for Kansas City, 5 for Houston. Each club with an error. By the way, we didn't really hear the announcement, but realized that Carlos Lee's single off the left field wall, allowing him to reach second, that was an error on the throw from Gordon to third base, which hit Lowry. So that was the error in the 8th inning. Cubs lead it 2-1 at the White Sox after 8. Bogasevic has a leadoff walk. Familiar for Ned Yost because that's what happened Sunday with Broxton. A leadoff walk.
Big fella reaching back for a little extra there and misfiring high. Bogasevic with a nice job working his way aboard.
Johnson is 2 for 3. In the 5th inning, he hit a ground ball single to right. In the 7th inning, he looped a single over shortstop into left center. Castro on deck. Escobar and Betancourt pinch in. A double play depth. In the air, and there's Betancourt backpedaling. 1 out.
That's a cement mixer backdoor slider hanger that you get away with because it just stays in far enough where the hitter can't square it up. Broxton was trying to leave that slider inside on CJ. Broxton, a good athlete for a big man. He bounces around out there pretty well off the mound. He's 3rd on the depth chart at pulling guard for the Chiefs in the offseason.
Jason Castro is 1 for 3. He's hit the ball on the ground all 3 times. Got an infield hit on that bouncer up the middle in the 5th inning. Matt Downs comes out to the on deck circle. Abad is due up next. Foul tip, strike 1. Even though Broxton got a blown save Sunday, he got the win because he came back and pitched a 2nd inning in the 5-3 15 inning Kansas City victory. His first win in 14 months. Nobody has saved more in the American League than Broxton with his 15 since the 26th of April.
Looks like he's mixing in a few two-seam fastballs, getting some run away from the left-handed hitters. In the past when we've seen him, it's been mostly four-seam riding fastballs.
Astro with a 1-1 count. Roxton had surgery in September for a bone bruise in his right elbow. Foul back. 1-2. Cleveland got 2 in the bottom of the 10th and beat Cincinnati 3-2. Cabrera hit his 7th home run, and that was the game winner.
It'll be fun to watch.
Bet.
This weekend. He's quite a player.
Yes, he is. Bouncer first. Hosmer, force play, return throw to Hosmer, safe at first. Escobar got it back quickly to him, and Hosmer made the stretch, but no double play on Castro.
Would have been their second 3-6-3 double play of the night, and that's awfully difficult to pull off. But again, this one hit right down the line to the first baseman. Hosmer, good hands, gets it started quickly. Return throw by Escobar is a good one, but Castro able to beat it.
Now it's Matt Downs pinch hitting for Abad.
Castro, who moves pretty well, keeps the inning and the ball game alive, and he's certainly capable of tying it.
He's hitting 169, 4 homers, 8 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, 1 for 14, 1 RBI. Started in right field last night. Strike call. Downs was 0 for 3 in that game last night. The Astros have 27 pinch hits this season in 92 at bats. Very good pinch hit batting average. It's a 1-1 count. Royals trying to square this series. They've won 5 of their last 7.
They've been in a bunch of games just like this one. 1-run, 2-run games.
Downs fouls it back. Yeah, 11 of their last 12 have been decided by 1 or 2 runs.
Hitting, Brownie talked about the Astros hitting 297 in the pinch. Second best in Major League Baseball, trailing only the Washington Nationals, hitting 301.
Downs was fantastic last year as a pinch hitter. Had 3 pinch hit homers, drove in 15 runs. And that was with a .349 pinch hit batting average. Roxton strikes him out to end the game, and the Royals win it 2-0 to square this series at 1 game each. 5th time this year the Astros have been shut out. Roxton with a high heater gets it done for the final out, and he picks up save number 17. Hochevar gets win number 4. Final score: Royals 2, Astros 0.